Putin News Now War in Ukraine, Prigozhin argues, has backfired, and he foresees a revolutionary uprising in Russia. Russian mercenary leader Yevgeny Prigozhin, fresh off his claim of victory in capturing the Ukrainian city of Bakhmut, warned that Moscow's brutal war could plunge Russia into turmoil similar to that of the 1917 revolution unless Russia's detached, wealthy elite became more directly committed to the conflict. Prigozhin, founder and leader of the Wagner mercenary group, recently claimed in an extensive interview with political operative and pro-war blogger Konstantin Dolgov that the war had backfired spectacularly because it had failed to demilitarize Ukraine, one of President Vladimir Putin's stated aims of the invasion. He advocated totalitarian measures as well. Prigozhin, using an expletive to emphasize his point, said, "We are in a situation where we can simply lose Russia. Martial law is an absolute necessity. We regrettably must announce new waves of mobilization. We must put everyone able to work on ramping up ammunition production. Russia needs to close the borders and work hard for a few years, in the vein of North Korea." Prigozhin warned the wealthy and powerful of Russia that they faced a pitchfork uprising because of their extravagant spending. He specifically mentioned Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu's daughter Ksenia and her fitness blogger fiancé Alexei Stolyarov, who were spotted on a vacation in Dubai. Prigozhin said on camera, "At best, the children of the elite shut their traps, and some allow themselves a public, fat, carefree life." The interview was posted online Wednesday. The soldiers may rise up first, followed by their families, and the division may end in a revolution as it did in 1917. Prigozhin, who became wealthy and known as Putin's chef through government catering contracts, assumed command of the conflict in Ukraine, first sending his mercenaries to the front lines and then heavily recruiting inmates to replenish Moscow's depleted forces. During the interview, Prigozhin admitted that he was not a good cook and suggested that journalists instead refer to him as Putin's butcher. Wagner spearheaded the assault in Bakhmut, which resulted in Putin recognizing the city as Russian territory this week. This marked Putin's first significant territorial gain since the summer. Ukraine claims there are ongoing battles on the outskirts of the city. Prigozhin's prominence thanks to Bakhmut hasn't stopped him from squabbling with Russian military leaders like Shoigu and others, who he says denied Wagner's request for ammunition. In addition, he threatened to leave Bakhmut on multiple occasions. Ukraine still allows Russian oil and gas to pass through its territory despite the conflict. Prigozhin told Dolgov that he is motivated by patriotism and loyalty to Putin. In addition to his support for the war, he also delivered scathing criticism of what the Kremlin refers to as a special military operation. He claimed that the invasion had the opposite effect of demilitarization, making Ukraine's army into one of the most powerful in the world, and Ukrainians, a nation known to the entire world. "They've gone from having 500 tanks at the start of the special operation to having 5,000, he said. They went from maybe 20,000 trained fighters to 400,000. In what ways did we demilitarize it? It has recently come to light that we militarized it in some way.